How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Shattered Lies with your host, Nate Woodworth. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about a little bit about. I'm going to talk about a little bit more. This is a kind of addendum to what I talked about yesterday with RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and her passing. Dude, the Democrats are getting really desperate, and you can tell. I mean, okay, look at this. My first story I want to talk about right here. Biden says, follow your conscience. Implores Senate Republicans to wait on elections to fill Ginsburg's seat. If you watched his speech earlier, you would know he is very desperate. They know this is a silver platter for the Republicans. All the Republicans have to do is fill that seat with a good Republican. And then the Democrats. So right now, the way I see it is the Democrats are kind of like they're kind of in a spot where if he doesn't get it done, they have to vote to get that seat filled, right? Because then it's a vast majority Republican in the Supreme Court, and a lot of them are very highly motivated. I mean, there's been riots and protests because of her death and because of the Republicans wanting to fill the seat. And so they're literally trying to pull all the stops, and I'm going to show you all those stops today. It's impressive. It's really impressive how crazy they're getting. Right here on USA Today, it says Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden on Sunday implored Senate Republicans to let the winner of the November 3rd election decide who will fill the Supreme Court seat left vacant by Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death, telling them that to do otherwise risked irreversible damage to American democracy. How? Tell me how. If it was the Democrats in this position right now, they were in this position, they would do the same thing. We all know that they will. It's how the Democrats work. They do as I say, not as I'm told. They've always been like this. They always will be like this. I mean, they were in 2016 when, it wasn't this close to the election, but it was an election year. And when Obama, they had to nominate a Supreme Court justice, and they got it done. So why are they being such hypocrites on this one? I mean, we all know why. But not to mention that they have said multiple times they will stack the courts. So how is this irreversible damage to American democracy when they want to do the same thing on the Democratic side? It's beyond me. Let me keep going. Speaking at the Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Biden praised Ginsburg for achieving a level of standing in American culture that had been held by few Supreme Court justices. She did as much to advance the constitutional rights, opportunities, and justice for women as Justice Marshall did for African Americans, he said. Biden cited Ginsburg's reported dying wish that her replacement not be selected until there is a new president in office. Do we believe that? Do we believe that her dying wish was that her spot was not filled until the next... Okay, by the way, the wording was until there is another president, right? So what? If Trump's reelected, we're going to wait till 2025? No. And besides that, the Democrats try to pull off anything they can to get their way. How are we going to believe that that's the case? He said, as a nation, we should heal her final call to us, not as a personal service to her, but as a service to the country, our country, at a crossroads, Biden said. He pointed to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's decision not to bring Merrick Garland's nomination to vote in 2016, having made this their standard. He said they cannot, just 4 years later, change course when it doesn't serve their ends. I think I misspoke. I don't think they got it done. And now that I read that, but apologize. But anyways, so in 2016, what happened? So in 2014, they voted in Republicans. So the American public voted in Republicans as a majority into the Senate. Why? Because they wanted the Republicans in the Senate to counter Obama's motive, right? And that's the only thing that could be. And So him doing that is a little bit different because right now Republicans are in because the American people want the Senate to do what Trump wants to do. They want them to go with Trump's progression. They want so in 2016 they didn't want to go with Obama. They wanted somebody, and they wanted the Republicans in there to fight, or not necessarily fight, but kind of be an alternative, or hold back on it a little bit, kind of a check to it. But so it's a little bit different, and to me it's a lot different, but that can be your call. So he said he was not being naive in addressing his comments to Trump or McConnell, but rather to Senate Republicans who know deep down what is right for our country and consistent with the Constitution. Now, they're desperate. They really are. They're desperate, and I'm going to show you why they're desperate right here. Pelosi says Democrats have our options when asked about impeaching Trump if he replaces Ginsburg. Really? They're going to try to impeach him for what? It is a constitutional... according to the Constitution, Trump can do what he wants with this. This is his... he can do this. The Republicans can do this in the Senate. They cannot impeach him over this. That is not how this works. But the Democrats, they are very, very shiesty when it comes to this. They will do what they want to get what they want. I mean, they consistently say... They consistently say that they will do whatever it takes, and I take them at their word with how they are. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Sunday did not rule out the possibility of impeaching President Donald J. Trump if he tries to push through a Supreme Court nominee to replace the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg in a lame duck session. The California Democrat said Ginsburg's death made it more critical than ever that Americans vote in the 2020 general election. ABC News This Week host George Stephanopoulos pointed out that even if Democratic nominee Joe Biden emerges victorious, the Democrats retake control of the Senate, Trump and Senate Republicans might still try to get a nominee confirmed. He needs to get it done. He has 44 days now, I believe, starting tomorrow. He has to get it done. They have to get this done. To me, this is kind of like a silver platter. If he gets this done, he wins the election. If he doesn't, it's going to be tough. Because the Democrats are motivated. They are. They're outside the White House rioting. Right? You had Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, I was reading it while putting it in a different sentence. Senator Elizabeth Warren rallies crowd at Ruth Bader Ginsburg vigil outside Supreme Court. She led it, saying, "I will fight." She was chanting, "I will fight." They are desperate. We have to get this done. Stephanopoulos said, some have mentioned the possibility of moving to impeach Trump or Attorney General William Barr. AG Barr is one of the... Okay, when he was the AG before, Democrats and Republicans loved him. He was not this decisive figure that he is right now. They're saying he's in Trump's pocket. He's this and that. No, he's not. He's doing a great job. And to me, he's criticized Trump for one. So, it's frustrating. It really is. So, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's last wish, and this is what I was talking about. I will not be replaced until a new president is installed. Till 2025 if Trump's reelected. Is that what we're talking about here? Besides, her wish is not the Constitution. Her wish is not the law. Her wish, I'm sorry, it sounds harsh, but it's not. And even if that really was her wish, but I doubt it. I mean, we know how the Democrats work today. I highly doubt it. But even if it is her wish, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, it doesn't. We have an obligation to get this done, or Trump has an obligation to get this done, in my opinion. So he says, well, we have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now, Pelosi said. Right now, our main goal, and I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg would want that to be, would be to protect the integrity of the election as we protect the American people from the coronavirus. That's another thing I don't want to get on a tangent about, but I'm just going to say, without going on about it, They are saying that the Republicans are trying to cheat, that Trump's trying to cheat. Trump's saying that the Democrats are trying to cheat, that Biden's trying to cheat, right? Okay, who's right? Maybe none, maybe. But Trump is trying to keep the same election we've always had with the same security measures as the Democrats. I'm sorry. And the Democrats are trying to do something we've never done before. And go back to my last video. It was one of my first videos, so it wasn't one of the best. But you can go back to that and watch my thoughts on mail-in voting and why mail-in voting is different than absentee voting. And the reason, like I said, you can go back and watch it. But so we're trying to do something that we've never done before. And they're saying Trump's trying to cheat. So if somebody's trying to cheat, it's going to be the one that's trying to do something new, who's pushing a bill that got rejected. Thank the Lord that it got rejected. But that's pushing a bill to get rid of voter ID laws, signature verifications, and you're saying Trump is trying to cheat? No, I don't think so. You can't pull that. It's frustrating. It really is. I mean, they lie. They project. Everything they say that Trump is doing, they are doing. Most of the time. Not always, but it's projection usually. So Ginsburg's death, less than 2 months before the election, has fueled a fierce debate over the timing of her replacement. Democrats are demanding Republicans wait until at least the results of the November 3rd election. They say pushing through a nominee before then would be hypocritical after denying then-President Barack Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, a vote in 2016, citing the proximity of the election, which was nearly 8 months away. I already told you why it's not hypocritical. It is not. It's really not. I mean, this is politics. You know they would do the same thing if it was in their shoes. We all know that. And then right here, so we showed you Pelosi said that she might impeach. It'd be possible. Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, the no-brain. I'm sorry, she doesn't. We must consider impeaching Trump and Barr to stop SCOTUS nomination. And I'm not going to read this one. It's too much. I mean, they're literally all doing the same. They're just all Democratic talking points, and it's tiring. It's annoying, and then the media covers for them constantly. They don't care. They don't have the same standard. It's a double standard. It really is. They're trying to do whatever it takes, and Trump has an obligation here, in my opinion. I really think he does. He has to get this done. If he doesn't, and he does not get elected, they will stack the courts. And Biden will still have, I think, one or two at the most that he could do, justices. But, I mean, right here, we got this. I mean, how old is she? And she's out there rallying, saying, I will fight. We've got AOC, Pelosi saying they might try to impeach, that it's in their playbook or, in their pocket, something they could do. They are radicalizing. AOC straight up said to radicalize. This is good. I don't want to see a civil war happen in this country. I really don't want to see a civil war, and it almost seems like they're trying to make it happen. I don't know. That's my thoughts. I appreciate everybody for watching. I wanted to get a quick Sunday night video out. I have to work it's 8:30 for me, and I have to work at 3 in the morning. So I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell and share if you wouldn't mind. I love politics. I love this kind of stuff, and I just appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me down at Lies Shattered on Twitter, and y'all have a good week. Thank you.